200,000 miles above the Earth, staring at warning lights blazing across a control panel while oxygen hemorrhaged into the space. What happened? And what can we learn from the story about the AI revolution we are experiencing? Welcome to Thank God It's a Story Saturday weekly video series where I share stories with you that you can use to make your messages connect. Today's story, Open to Work, by Ryan Roslensky and Anish Raman. Now, this story goes back to April 11th, 1970, when three astronauts, Jim Lovell, Fred Hayes, and Jack Swigert, were on a space mission, which was called the Apollo 13. And the launch of the spacecraft takes place for the first 48 hours. Everything is going fine. And then the mission control asks for a routine procedure: stir the oxygen tanks to prevent stratification. Jack Swigert flipped the switch. The bang that followed after he flipped the switch shook the entire spacecraft. Warning lights everywhere across the control panel. Lovell took the mic and said,
Houston, we've had a problem. See, and it looks to me, looking out the hatch, that we are venting something. We are venting something out into space.
that something was oxygen, their lifeline. The mission control room grew really, really tense. Uncertainty and anxiety was everywhere, and everyone was struggling to understand how so many things were going wrong at one particular time. The flight director, Gene Kranz, stood up and he said,
Let's work the problem, people. Let's not make things worse by guessing.
he knew that the best thing to do at that particular time was to break down the process of saving the astronauts. That becomes the priority. So he broke down all the steps and decided to save the astronauts. That seemed like an impossible mission in itself. He asked simple and important questions such as how much power has remained, what systems could they shut down, could the lunar module, a spacecraft built for 2 men for 2 days, keep 3 alive for 4? Now, the attitude that helped Gene Kranz and his team that day was really behind saving these 3 astronauts. What followed for the next 90 hours was really a class in human innovation. I'm going to read this part out to you because it is so profound. With the guidance of mission control, the astronauts turned the lunar module into a lifeboat. Lunar module, as I mentioned earlier, a spacecraft built for 2 men for 2 days. They took the lunar module and converted it into a lifeboat because the square filters from the command module didn't fit the round openings in the lunar module. They built carbon dioxide scrubbers from the duct tape and cardboard and plastic bags. They orientated themselves by Earth's terminator line, the line that literally separates day and night because their computers couldn't navigate properly after the explosion. Each solution that they came up with created a new problem. Each problem demanded an urgent innovation, and they kept doing that. The US president at that time, Richard Nixon, canceled all his appointments because he wanted to stay close to what is happening with Apollo 13. The Soviet Union, a rival in the space race, offered assistance. Humanity held its breath together for these 3 astronauts. When the crew splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean on April 17th, the world exhaled. Everyone felt relieved. Now, why am I telling you the story of the triumph of Apollo 13? Because that moment was an existential crisis. And when we have an existential crisis, it is not about, shall I succeed, or it's okay, I can just fail. Failure is not an option at that time. And the only way you can succeed is by taking an action. The choice is not between failure and success. The choice is between to act or to just keep staring at the problem. Why am I telling you this story? AI revolution, in many ways, is very much like an existential crisis. Do not sit and think whether I want to ride this wave or not. You have to get on and start with it, because nobody knows a perfect module or a curriculum for AI. You have to start becoming savvy with the use of AI, because the choice is not success or failure. The choice is to just look or to act. Stay storied, and I'll see you here next Saturday with another story.